Dr. Disrespect's situation is still, in my mind, from what I've seen, it's still very bad. I'm saying that what he's doing now is PR. What he's doing now is a PR control. I'm not saying that the overall ban is related to PR. So let me just give you a brief top-down approach to what has happened, and then we'll talk about what has happened, and then we'll talk about what is going on. I don't think that it's like a PR move for Dr. Disrespect to get banned from Twitch. No, I think that's a very serious problem. I think that it's a very serious problem that is most likely criminal. There's a criminal component, I assume. There is a serious legal issue here. This is my assumption. This is what I believe. And he's just doing damage control. This is what I mean by PR. PR doesn't always mean marketing. PR also means damage control. A big part of public relations and what they do is crisis PR. So what is happening right now is very clearly crisis PR. The outlets that he went to, the outlets that he and the interviews that he gave were very obviously crisis PR moves. The reason why he is flooding the market currently with these interviews is because he's trying to do damage control. If he actually was legitimately not in trouble, he would call Twitch out. He would call Twitch out. Instead of saying, I will not be returning to Twitch, he would say, I was banned unfairly and Twitch needs to fucking explain themselves.
I apologize for that.
What nicotine gum
He did not do that. Let's start off with the video that he just posted 23 minutes ago. As you all know, Dr. Disrespect, a couple weeks ago, it was banned permanently. No one knew this was the biggest story, and then everyone forgot about it already, I feel like. It's just a music video, it feels like. I haven't even seen it. This is the first time reacting to it.
But I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my
This is a total, like, this is so ridiculous. All right. Now, I don't think anyone disagrees that Dr. Disrespect is an incredible entertainer. I have said time and time again that Dr. Disrespect is an incredible entertainer. But I also know how PR works. I also know how Flack works. I also know how corporations work. And if we're keeping it 100, this interview is unhinged. Like, this is the interview of a guy who is not having a good time and trying to keep everything from falling apart. So let's take a look. 3 weeks ago, Twitch banned guy Dr. Disrespect Beam on one of the biggest streamers on the platform. We already know that. Period of silence. Beam's publicist contacted PC Gamer to offer an interview with Beam. From the outset, it was clear we'd likely get little information on what actually happened, but it was an opportunity for Beam on the record about many of the rumors surrounding his ban. So in this entire interview that Dr. Disrespect had with PC Gamer, the publicist is in the room. There are some areas where it gets really unhinged, but overall it's just saying, like, you were banned from Twitch. I don't know why he just says he doesn't know why he got banned. Twitch won't tell him. That could be true. Twitch usually doesn't tell, as Slasher also mentioned. How can he post this if he's in legal issues? I think a lot of you have a childlike understanding of how the American legal system works. Like, if you are in legal trouble, that doesn't mean like you're gagged and, you know, you have a burlap sack over your head and then they lock you in jail. It's just like, depending on what the legal problem is, depending on the severity of the legal problem, and whether you're a flight risk or not, you might have limited information or limited access to communication. But it's very clear that he is not in jail or anything like that. That's not what people are saying anyway. There could be an investigation going on. There could be any number of different things happening right now. When you said you're not interested in exclusive, can you clarify that? Okay, so that was the most significant part where he says he does not want a YouTube exclusive. Now, Dr. Disrespect is the biggest. He was the face of Twitch right before this ban happened. And now he doesn't want to deal with YouTube? Yeah. I'm going to throw a huge caparino on that. That is a big time cap, okay? This is like a classic. Oh, I didn't want to go on YouTube anyway. Like, I'll go on YouTube because he has to go on YouTube, obviously. And he will most likely go on YouTube. It's a classic deflection that I think even the children in my audience can understand. It's like when a girl rejects you and you say, dude, I didn't even want to date you anyway. Okay? Yeah, no, you did. You did want to date her, but she rejected you. So now you're trying to save face. There is absolutely zero benefit to not being locked down in an exclusive contract when you're at that level. I won't speculate on what the charges are or what it is, but what I will speculate on is I do think that he knows what's going on. I understand that you have lots of business arrangements to consider too, like the TV show you're working on. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff in terms of thinking like, yeah, that's all going through your mind. For me, it was pretty tough to just get off social media. I mean, just to see all the speculations and theories that my name has been surrounded with. And it was just really heartbreaking to see a certain extent because we worked so hard to get to this point. But, you know, we're ready to go. We're excited to take the next steps. And I'm really focused on the community for now. We got lots of fun stuff planned, lots of projects that are in the works. And yeah, continue on, baby. And Twitch has just cut off contact with you. They never provided you a reason. Yeah, that seems crazy to me. The ban of one of its most famous popular streamers. Yeah, that's kind of mind-blowing thing about all this. Obviously, for legal counsel, I have to be careful here. But I can say, however, that I will not be returning to Twitch. So, I mean, that's it. There are certain things you would do to defend yourself if you are totally in the right here. And even if you have legal counsel, like, you can control the narrative. You are the famous person. You are the person that everyone wants to hear from. And he's not doing a good job controlling the narrative at all. He's just trying to say that the conspiracies are hurtful so that his fucking simps come into my chat and so that his simps start defending him and say like, oh, well, I took everything he said at face value on these interviews. It seems like he's doing all right. And it seems like he was wronged, even though he's not even saying that he was actually wrong. And that's one way to like try to ward off the conspiracy theories and control the narrative without actually letting the truth be heard, without actually mentioning what literally happened. If he was wronged, if what he did wasn't as severe as the actions that Twitch took, then they 100% would just say it. Why the fuck wouldn't he? Like, you guys are like, oh, well, it's a legal process. You don't understand. Hey, there's a legal process here. You don't understand. Why do you think it would compromise the legal process if he were to say, this is why I believe Twitch banned me and it is wrong? Because there's no way he does not know. There is absolutely no way he does not know why Twitch banned him. The only circumstance that would make it difficult for you to say what actually happened is if you truly fucked up. That's my point. The only circumstance right now for Doc not to immediately make a lateral move to another platform and secure an exclusive contract and scream loudly and proudly about how he was wronged by awful Twitch and Jeff Bezos is literally if he did something that's so fucked up that he has to keep it under wraps and he has to make sure that he can control the narrative without truly mentioning anything. So are you able to confirm that legal action has taken place? You are taking legal action against Twitch. We are considering taking legal action. So there isn't legal action. When do you think you might ever have a definitive answer as to the reason why you were banned? Honestly, we just don't know. Dr. Space is a very controversial character, and I don't need to tell you that it's almost baked into who he is as a person. Do you think that Twitch singled you out because maybe it felt like you were just too controversial for the platform? No. That is insane. Like, that is literally insane. Like, anyone who thinks this is completely insane, okay? Too controversial. They gave him a multi-million-dollar deal, dog. If you're actually truly controversial and brand unfriendly, you just don't get bounties. And Twitch even has me on their platform as one of their top content creators. It's psychotic to assume Dr. Disrespect is more controversial than someone who literally has like actual community organizers, anarchists, Marxist, Leninists on their platform speak out against capitalist cultural hegemony. Honestly, I don't know you know, I've been very transparent with those around me and my community over the past few years. If not a perfect person, I've made some mistakes. But if anybody knows me, follows me, I've stepped up and taken full responsibility each and every time. And behind the scenes, behind the curtains, a lot of people don't understand how much work I've put into becoming a better person for myself. Yeah, I agree with this take too. I don't know what the deal is with what came out about him, but without knowing what that information is, without knowing what he did, leading up to like everything else, I think that he has always, he's done literally nothing to become a better person. LMAO. I disagree with you on that. I do. I disagree with you on that, and the only reason why I disagree with you on that is because I at least like talk to Doc stands. I have like some stands of Doc that literally have their fucking merch and shit that I've talked to who have explained to me that like he fought with alcoholism. He had a big problem with that, and that was something that he was open about, and he actually worked to fight against. He went sober, so that's something that's really important for someone like myself who has also struggled with alcoholism in the past. So I'm sorry, but that is definitely a big thing. Anyway, let's keep going. Sure, I want to talk about that, but first, did you recently ruffle a few feathers of after sharing a video during a stream of Dr. Thomas Cowan? He was talking about some coronavirus theories. You've been open recently and sharing some of your own thoughts about coronavirus and even relating to things like 5G networks. Even on your last stream, you were talking about David Icke and his documentary. I'm curious, and bringing up those thoughts and think it's okay to call them controversial. Does that ever result in Twitch saying anything to you or warning you? No. So you don't think that might be the cause? I don't think so. In fact, and then Beam's publicist jumps in. We're getting really close to dangerous territory here. So you know, Doc, we don't know why Twitch banned him, and there is no formal warnings or reprimand on record. That's all legal is going to let him say. Interesting. Okay, I just have one question that's semi-related because there's also this current climate of online people coming forward to share stories of sexual harassment and abuse in video games industry. Twitch recently has banned several streamers. To your knowledge, Twitch ban resulted in someone alleging that you harassed, abused, or assaulted them. Listen, I'm not he doesn't say no. This is another one where he literally does not say no. Okay? This is a huge one. This is probably one of the most influential parts of this entire interview. Because saying no in that circumstance could put him in trouble legally. Just for the record, I need you to understand that saying no in that circumstance, instead of giving a non-answer and a dodge, could land him in trouble if that's the reason. I'm not saying that that's the reason. You have to understand, we have no evidence, but that is a profoundly important part of this interview. And especially considering the fact that he literally jumped in and said no to the David Icke stuff. Like, that was quick for him to say no to. But the other one, he was like, I don't want to engage in speculations and conspiracy theories. Definitely, there was one thing I wanted to get the record straight. What are the final moments of your Twitch? It's gut-wrenching and disheartening. This is a good way to get his fans to push back on some of it. This is flack. If you can't run flack on your own, even though he is kind of doing that right now with the PR run he's doing, he's going to get his fans to do it by saying like, oh, it really hurts me. It's really hurtful. And probably is really fucking hurtful if we're being honest. The reason why I'm seeing this as, I guess, quote unquote, bad is because this, in my mind, unlike what a lot of people have immediately speculated, is that this, in my mind, only solidifies that there is something terrible afoot that happened behind closed doors that we do not have access to. And the reason why I say that is because if it was anything trivial, just think about it. If it was anything trivial, if it was just anything trivial, if it was like him violating a contract or him doing tax evasion, which many streamers have gotten in trouble for, or him doing charity fraud, these are all issues that he could very quickly fix. And a permanent ban from Twitch for any of these reasons would be overkill, especially considering how he's the fucking biggest. How he's the biggest streamer in the face of the platform at the time of his unlikely, at the time of his like crazy fucking quiet permaban. The only reason why you wouldn't want to do any of that is because you want to clear, if it's like a severe accusation, and you want to fucking clear it first. You want to handle it as quietly as possible. Okay? Squash it. Clean it up. Don't let it get out at all. And then you move on to another platform. One facet of the story is that, and I'm sure you're aware of this, there are people coming forward and saying they know the reason you're banned. For example, Rod Slasher Breslau was on a stream. I wonder what stream he was on, dude. Fuck you, PC gamer. Anyway, sorry. Was just yesterday saying he knows why you were banned, but he doesn't want to say because he fears it could make him the target of a defamation lawsuit. What would you make of that? Listen, again, I'm not interested in engaging any of that stuff or that crazy speculation. I'll say it again. I have a great community of loyal fans. This is a classic fucking... This is a classic PR deflection. He doesn't say yes or no or anything like that. He says it's crazy speculation. And it's a non-answer. It's a good non-answer. It is a PR move to push back. But in this circumstance, if you're already engaging in a PR press tour with legacy publishers to control the narrative, why wouldn't you then take it one step further and address some of the speculations? Like, or at least like tell them what you potentially think it is. And it honestly does not make sense why you would not, or why you would further allow conspiracies to happen, and your only counter to the conspiracies happening is saying like, I have a family and I have children, and I get really hurt when I see all of these speculations going, because that's not going to stop the speculation.